Welcome back to Brooks Wellness, in the kitchen with Brooks Wellness. I'm Lewis Brooks, your fitness coach and health coach, instructor. And so what we're going to be making is chicken stir fry. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is what we did last time, and that's basically get our rice going. So I'm going to throw in 1.5 cups of rice. So it looks like this. I'm going to add some of the ingredients. Garlic powder, onion powder, cornstarch, red pepper flakes, garlic. We're gonna use half of an onion, add some liquid aminos, which is basically soy sauce, honey, sriracha, and of course salt and pepper. So I'm gonna add those things in. Just like last time, we're just gonna add in a little bit of olive oil, a tablespoon, so it looks like this. And then I'm gonna just add some water until it's right over the top. I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so I added the water in, and you can see that it's about 1/4 inch over the top of the rice. That's about what you want. You're just gonna throw a lid on this, throw it on the stove, and then we're gonna come back a little bit later after it's cooked for a second, or after it starts to steam, and just stir it just a little. And so we're gonna go ahead and do that now. Okay, so I'm taking the rice, I'm putting it on the stove on the small burner. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it on high. While I'm waiting for that, I'm gonna go ahead and prep everything else. You can purchase chicken breasts, that are already cut into chicken breasts, and you can also purchase chicken tenderloins, which look like chicken breasts except for they're thinner. In either case, there's gonna be a film of skin that's on the chicken, I'll show you that in a second, that needs to be removed. And if you look on it, it's just this film right here needs to be pulled off. You can also remove this right here, and it does not cook down. So we just go ahead and remove that from each of these. If it has it, sometimes it doesn't have it, so you don't have to worry about it. All right, there we go. So the rice is boiling, but you'll see right now that it's not stuck to the bottom, so I can easily stir this, which is fine. You just want to stir it a little bit and then put the top back on, because you really do not want all of the water coming out. You want the steam to stay in there. I dropped the temperature down to medium, a little bit less than medium, and I'm probably going to sit here for 5 minutes or so, and then the water will all be absorbed by the rice. That doesn't escape. You want to keep this closed, so you don't want to have that open. And now I'm going to go finish up the chicken. Okay, so there you go. It's all chopped up into little pieces. You can go ahead and add some salt and then some pepper and add some garlic to this. And we're going to stir that in there and add some cornstarch into it. Maybe a teaspoon, 2 teaspoons of cornstarch, and we're just gonna coat this chicken. We can go ahead and get our pan heated up, and we're gonna chop up the onions while we're doing that. Okay, so like I said, we're gonna get this pan turned on. If you look in there, you can see that the rice is done. So there's no water. I can turn the heat off and just take it off the heat, and that stops it. It'll let it steam the rest of the rice away, and that's perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn my pan on, and while I'm waiting for that to heat up, I'm just gonna go ahead and chop up an onion. So you've seen this process before. Cut the ends off, peel the skin. You basically want all the stuff that looks like that off of there. Again, also assorted vegetables, which is basically what they're made for. So we're gonna add those in, but we're gonna put those in at the end. Okay, so we're gonna use olive oil for this, because if you put the olive oil in too early, it will smoke. Drop the onions in, and that's kind of what you want to hear. Salt, just kind of salt all the way. Going through this whole process. The salt actually helps the moisture to pull out of the onion. Yeah, once they start giving off a strong smell of onion, that's when you can put the garlic in. You can be pretty liberal with the garlic. Go ahead and mix it in. You're gonna have to take this stuff out, so you might as well get a bowl and kind of set it aside. You don't want this the garlic to cook for too long because you'll burn it. So we're gonna go ahead and add the chicken in. Give them a little bit of time. These are frozen vegetables. I'm just gonna add all the rest of them. So once they get a little bit further thawed out, I'm gonna add in my soy sauce in here and add in the rest of my seasonings to the vegetables, and then I can put the chicken back into this. So that's what we're gonna do. We'll give it some time. Okay, so as you can see, we're just letting some of this water evaporate out of here. It's not all the way thawed out, as you can see by this piece of whatever this, a carrot squash thingy. In any case, I just want to show you the rice. When you get to this point with the rice, see how it's basically done. You're just going to take a fork and fluff it up a little bit and kind of stir it up a little bit. I'll do that really quickly. Keep your lid on your rice. Alright. Okay, so this is probably good. So let's just go ahead and add our seasoning in. Alright, so the first thing we're going to add in there is the amino acid. 2 tablespoons. I mean, this is to taste. Whatever you want to put for red pepper flakes. A squirt of sriracha. And then a good amount of honey. 2 tablespoons. And then we're just going to go ahead and stir this in there. A little bit spicy. Now we can take the chicken and put it back in there. And we're just going to stir it. We could turn the temperature down because there's no reason for it to be super duper hot at this point. And you can leave the top off. Again, I'm saying the low medium, that's where you want it at, and we can just let it sit in here for a little bit and it'll kind of soak up those flavors and everybody becomes friends in here, and then you can just serve it over rice. So I'll show you what that looks like. So I hope that you enjoy your meal if you make chicken stir fry, and this took literally no time at all to make this. And so if you're just coming home and you want to surprise your parents, it's healthy as long as you don't overcook your vegetables. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for taking time with me. And I will see you in the classroom in a couple of seconds.